Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do a quick sound check. Everybody, go ahead and come up off of mute.
I'm here.
I
Going
got
down.
you. I got you. I got you. Hey, if anybody got the live streaming in the background, try to turn the sound down because it's echoing in the back. Let's see. We still got everybody should be off of mute
Can
now.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can, bro.
All right,
Hey, Dex, you still on mute, bro?
I'm here.
Mr. Porter.
Cool money. Cool money. Yo, man. So we was having a discussion. Shout out to everybody who joined the stream. Shout out to everybody who are hitting us up on the reach stream. So we were having a conversation, man, earlier today, and I said, man, you know what? This will actually be a good stream for the brothers to check out, man. So for those of you who don't know, I am Wrench Turner. Been around the space for a pretty good minute. So excited and so delighted to be here, man. It's been a while, and we are back in the mix. If y'all would do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button as you trickle on in. And we are gonna go through and do some quick rules for the house, man. Everyone has complete freedom to speak your piece in the chat and be a part of the conversation, but you would not be able to piss on the furniture, kick us in the junk, and run out the front door. So you can be opinionated, man. You can speak your piece, but don't insult the panelists, and make sure that you are attacking the talking points and not the people. Everybody will go through and do their introduction. See what you got, Pressure.
Yeah, what's up? What's up with it? It's your boy Pressure. Yeah, tattoo artist, Pressure underscore Inc. I've been around a little bit, you know, and I got some things, that I want to touch bases on with us as black men and black fathers in the modernized world. It's a real big difference from, because I'm an '84 baby, born in '84, so it's a huge change from the mid late '90s into what times are now, like all the way down to the economical world and on forth with relationships and other things like that. But this is your boy, and I got a few things I want to share as well.
Good shit, good shit. Let's go Dex next. What you got, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, my name is Dexter Porter, and yeah, man, I'm just here, honored and glad to be a part of this platform. To shed a little light and talk about fathers of male figures, and build with a couple of good brothers that's on here on the podcast. Me a little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a married man. Been married about 13 years now, going on 13 years, 12 going on 13 years. And yeah, man, I just want to shine the light and be a part of this platform with you good brothers, man. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. It's an honor to have all you brothers on here speaking y'all piece, man. For those who don't know, all of us grew up together, man. We all from the same city, so been knowing each other since we was knee high to a grasshopper, man. So these are my people, not just on the platform, but in real life. Big KD, you got to unmute and go ahead and speak your piece, man. Go and introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, man, it's me, Big KD. I got the name from Mo3 when I was chilling with him. I'm just here to fill in the blanks, man. Shit, just to shed light on a lot of things that shit that we need to talk about. To be honest, it's a conversation that everybody need to hear. So I'm just here to get an understanding and get some information from my partners, my brothers, and the people that's in the chat. So let's do it.
For shit show, man. I want to make sure I acknowledge the people that have already dropped in. Shout out to Miss Randy K. Thank you for being here. The Professional Nomad Podcast. Thank you for stopping through, brother. I appreciate you being a part of the conversation as well. I'll start the conversation. Redline ESV, what's going on, man? Peace, brother. Appreciate you being here. Now, you touched on something real quick, Katie, that I think a lot of people may be interested in. I know before, Mo3 is from our section, right? He out of the North. And you had a relationship with Mo3 before he, or his untimely passing. And everybody kind of saw that play out in real time on social media and even on the news, right? What are some of the things that talk to the people about how he was before his passing and the impact that he had on the Dallas music scene?
I wouldn't say like me and him was close. I knew him for like a little bit, like 3 months, 3 or 4 months. Was it 3 or 4 months? And he used to tell us to go over there, to go over. Well, Mo3, he was dating the girl that they accusing of setting him up. So my kid's mother is her sister. So he used to tell us to come over there and play Connect Four. The time that I was around him, he was like he was real cool, laid back. He was nothing like the people they see on social media, like like you know what I'm saying, like the people. How should I say? He was just a cool, laid back dude. He had good energy. He was positive. He wasn't no like no. You know how stars get when they're around people. They don't want to talk. They don't want to. They want to act like they bigger than you and all that. He ain't give me that type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? I remember he was trying to. He wanted to take me to Birdman house. He wanted to do a lot, man. He was a cool dude. And yeah, man, it's crazy that we lost one of the best rappers in Dallas. Shit. Can we cuss on her?
Yeah. You can cause it's 21 and up, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cause,
Yes, I
but
know
yeah,
one of the things that he was most proud of was the fact that he was a father. You know what I'm saying? Did you have any conversations with him about fatherhood, or it was more or less just surface level, kind of shooting the shit?
it was just shooting. It was just shooting the shit. You know what I'm saying? We was just, how getting to know each other, starting like getting to know each other. We ain't get that deep. You know what I'm saying? But Mo3 kind of like me, like all of us, we don't really bring our kids around people we really just don't know like that. I can tell he was a good father just by the way the stuff I seen on social media and stuff like that. So like I say, he a good dude. He was a good
Yeah,
dude from what I seen.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So we got folks trickling in, man. Appreciate y'all. Do me a solid favor and make sure that you hit the like button if you want to support the platform. By all means, you can hit the super chat, or you can hit on the Cash App at Wrench Turning on Cash App. All right, we're gonna dive into the questions that we this started out as a conversation on the phone earlier today, man. And we sat there and we got about 30, 40 minutes into the conversation and finally said, man, you know what, this would be a good conversation to have on the platform because all of us are fathers and all of us have gone through the pains and the learning curve of trying to get to the point where we're productive men and trying to build a life for our children that is better than the one that we had. So that's where the question comes from when we start talking about are men honestly valued in modern times? Because a lot of us are dealing with the same thing, and this is a perfect platform and a perfect space to start bouncing ideas off of each other and even talk about, the vent and get that stuff out of your system. And in hopes that we can leave this conversation and have some tools to use and have a better understanding that we're not on an island when we deal with stuff. So we'll dive into the first question that Brother Dex presented to us, and that's, can you be a horrible husband, boyfriend, or mate and still be a good father? And I'm gonna leave it open. Whoever want to tackle it first.
Hmm.
Well, what's going on, y'all? This is Dex, man. So I'll just chime in real quickly, hopefully to spark the conversation up, um, directed towards the question. And for me, yeah, I believe you can be, because it's a lot of times out here, man, that we run across people that's in relationships or that we may know in our day to day life that have problems with their relationship or they mate, whether it be a woman or a man, but directed straight to this, it being a man, I think you can be a horrible husband or boyfriend or mate or whatever and still be a good father. Because there's a lot of good fathers out here that had terrible relationships with their baby mama or their wife or whatever, and they still got the qualities to be a great father. But many times we block from being that great father um, through, through various ways, child support, lack of the mother playing a part of not letting you be that father. So males that I done talk to, most of the males that I've run across, man, that's kind of in that predicament. I see them, man, and like the passion to come out of them when we spark up a conversation, something similar to the question. I summarize that they want to be a father, but shit, they not able to, and it be terrible, man. You know what I mean? That how many fathers deal with this particular question right here. So that's just my intro to answering, the short end of that question.
Bet. Let me play devil's advocate real quick, just to ask the question. So, if someone is a horrible boyfriend, mate, um, and children are witnessing this, this, and I'm using air quotations, this so-called horrible husband, boyfriend, and mate. If the children are witnessing this, does that affect whether or not you are a good or a bad father? If the children are witnessing the whatever comes with being a horrible husband, boyfriend, or mate.
Is that a question to me or just the panel?
Yeah, just to the panel, to the chat in general. We're just having a conversation, bro.
Like, really, honestly, I think that, like, yes, they do. Like, so if you put it all into perspective, being the head of a household, you got a certain you're on a certain pedestal. Like, you at a you're not, you're not like, you like when you think about coming in from work and coming in your house and your kids looking up to you, and even your wife or your girl looking at you, they looking at you to be they call it the sole provider, because you providing for a lot of deep stuff, a lot of important stuff. And so, like, when you come in your house after paying bills and stuff like that, yeah, your kids and stuff, they wet, they ready, they happy to see daddy, they happy, your wife happy to see you, you made it home without losing any limbs at work. So, like, when it comes to fatherhood, the way your kids look at you is gonna be a reflection of how they're gonna be. So, yeah, if you're being a bad, no, I'm not gonna say a bad boyfriend or a horrible boyfriend or husband, because you got situations where it could be the mother, or it could be that y'all just not meant for each other. And so you got to be able to deal with that situation without putting out bad signs for your kids. Like, bad, you can't have your kids seeing you uh being really mad at your mate, or being, fighting with your mate, arguing and all that shit, because then yeah, that have something to do with the kids. Then all that trickle down to the kids, they see it.
Yeah, the father
Yeah.
set the example in the tone in the house. At least I think he should. So if me and my wife having an altercation, I still got to be mindful that my kids is present. So it kind of goes to that thing that it's a time and place for everything, because I live by that with me and my marriage. So if me and my wife is having a problem, I do my damnedest, not excuse my language, but I do my best for that not to come out in front of my children. Yeah, of course we do have discussions that sometimes may seem heated, but if I can gauge the conversation, it's going to be one of those conversations, then that's something that we need to do in private. But too many times, I think that our ego get the best of us, if you will. You know what I mean? And so you kind of forget. It's kind of like what's going. Everybody say, "Fuck them kids."
Well,
You
I'm
know?
gonna say, I feel like that, relationships. And,
Yeah, that's the slogan that I be hearing a lot thrown around. Fuck them kids. You know what I mean? So if you carry that type of mentality of fuck them kids, you know what I mean? And I know it might be funny, but if that's the mentality that some men have, then it's nothing that stopped them from going
Yeah.
overboard, being out of order in front of your kids. So like you were saying, Beezy, that does affect the kids when the kids is observing that type of energy all the time. So much so that when they get out of the house, that may be the same way that they carry on with some of the their relationships.
Right,
So we want
because
relationships that start from the house.
I think that the relationships and fatherhood, them are two separate entities, right? Because
Right.
it really shouldn't. You being in a relationship with your girl or the mother of the kid, should nothing in that relationship technically dictate how good of a father you're gonna be. But we human of nature, so like you deal with normal shit like everybody else. You got emotions, and then you liable to have a spare of the moment right quick where you just snap and man, just shut the fuck up talking to me or whatever. And the kid might be right there. But at the end of the day, we gotta remain stoic. We gotta have a certain type of humbleness and stoicism about ourselves, because the ultimate goal once we get these kids is to raise them with all the cognitive shit we can, the best parts of life. But due to certain circumstances, we end up going down into that 65% of black households that are not standing to this day. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of people. Like, so at all costs, we gotta like, even not being in a relationship with somebody, we still gotta be fathers, good fathers, no matter what.
That's right. I agree with that.
Good deal.
Bad
Good deal.
relationship or not, bad relationship or not, that shit, where you could be or bad husband or bad wife. See, like my baby mama, and then that's all opinionated because you this same woman that you deem to be a horrible wife or a horrible girlfriend or somebody who just standards are low, morals and principles are low. They don't have anything worth themselves other than what's between their legs. Even them women are for somebody, and they're gonna be a good woman to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just that unfortunately it might not be with you, but that don't make her a bad mother though, because she decided because she can't be with you because you think she a bad woman in a relationship. She might be a good woman in the next relationship, and that man might say no, she's a good mother.
Go renegade, bitch.
Renegade.
Yeah.
Good deal, Big KD.
Man,
You got something else before we move on to the next topic?
nah, I really ain't got nothing to say on that topic. I'm just a father, man. I ain't trying to be. I just let my kids determine if I'm a good father, great father, or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about being called the great or the best or whatever. I just let them determine at the end, because you really ain't a great father, a good father to the end. You know what I'm saying? So we only can do what we can do to take care of our kids. You know what I'm saying? How they supposed to be taken care of. I don't mean like spoiling them. I mean mind taking care of their minds. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I'm just you know what I'm saying, filling in the blanks the best way I can. Cause I don't know how to talk proper and all that. Cause obviously I'll just go say what I say, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like how we talk.
So let
It
me
might
so
not
let me
come out
so
right
let
the
me
way I be talking, huh?
I got you. So let me play devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
If because even the word good can be subjective, right? Um, and I know you said we're supposed to raise them with that cognitive ability, and the fathers instill something different in the kids than the mothers do. But I think, a lot of times, and I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking on the amount of time that I've been in this space and the conversations that I've had on different panels, and even when you look at social media nowadays, you actually getting a chance to see when there's a disconnect between the mother and the father. Now, with social media and everybody kind of has the wherewithal to start recording, you see mothers keeping kids away from the father. So you see, the father go to pick them up and the mother wilding out, or, the mother is trying to provoke the father to do something so that so that the police get called. And we already know kind of what happened, after that happens, we already know how it plays out. So I would say that, and I guess that can be the next topic too. Let me bring this up. Um, so what hinders men from being good fathers? Because there's a complete disconnect, right? There's we're saying that, hey, there needs to be structure, there needs to be order, there needs to be discipline, there needs to be routine, all of the things that men bring to society in general, right? And I know that some people can listen to this after the fact They can say that now men are horrible. I picked the bear over the men. We need to decenter men. All of the shit that, you know, the flavor of the day that's derogatory towards men. My position is what men bring to a household, what men bring to a society, what men bring to what we are naturally supposed to be, right? The traits that have built this world. My position is that, unfortunately, in the spirit of trying to push women to the forefront, um, they are putting them in a position to take on a task that has never shown to be successful throughout human history, right? I was making a joke a couple of days ago about Cleopatra. I was like, damn, she messed with Caesar, and then she turned around and I want to say she messed with Marcus Aurelius or somebody like that and ruined the whole damn empire, right? Whole empire collapsed. Um, and we have a lot of examples of that, man. Kevin used to say, you know, long live St. Kevin. Kevin used to say that weight is made for shoulders, not hips. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of women nowadays have been duped into, hey, you know, you can do this, you can do the same thing as a man can do. And then when they put in those positions and they fail, you know, by nature or naturally, the accountability is not there. You know what I'm saying? The accountability is not there. It's somebody else's fault or it's whatever, for a myriad of different reasons. I say all of that to say that if you bring it right back into the household, right, you think about the Black community in particular, where women head the households, and then you look at where we at, right? You look at how we got there. You know what I mean? And then you look at some of the pain points that we run into trying to be fathers, bro. I feel like, you know, I give y'all a story. I remember I was coaching my son's football team, and I was like, hey, you know, you need to be eating fruit, you need to be hydrating, you need to be resting. And his mom was like, hey, no, I'm gonna bring him to the game or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. He showed up with McDonald's, belly sticking out, his jersey tight as hell, his belly sticking out. His belly was his jersey was so tight because he was so full of Mickey D's, I could see the imprint of his damn belly button. You know what I'm saying? That's that's how tight his belly was. That's how tight his jersey was. So it's stuff like that. She was like, "Oh, it's not serious," but he got out there and had a bad game because he full of McDonald's and soft drinks and stuff, right? So that's a small example, but it happens on a grand. It happens on a grand scale too. I remember watching a video where Carmelo Anthony was getting on his son case at one of his games, and Lala was kind of standing there, and she wasn't saying nothing. But when I dropped down to the comments, all of the females was like, you know, she right there. She you know, ain't no way I would have jumped in and I would have stopped him from talking to my son like that. Or, you know, look at mom right there. Look at Mama Bear right there. She's getting ready to jump in and interrupt. And I'm sitting there like, bro, hell no, she shouldn't. This dude is a professional basketball player. His son is playing in a high school basketball game, and he getting on his case, and he obviously talking to him about basketball. She shouldn't have, and she didn't say nothing. You know, salute to her. She didn't say nothing, but it's the complete disregard for the value of what a father is in our culture in particular. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to touch on.
Yeah, they say 85% of women that raise young men end up in jail. You know
Like
what
a
I'm saying?
motherfucker. Yeah, yeah.
So women, they say, was it like most men raising a son, they end up being successful in life. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna blame it all on women either. A lot of men need to do better too. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. Like I was thinking, like sending like my kids just came over my house this weekend. So I was thinking like instead of sending my son back, I might as well just keep him. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
keep him because I got nephews here. Like if I got to do something, they, you know what I'm saying, he needs to just be around men. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we got to make a decision to make things better too. Cause shit, a lot of women like that because they don't have no help. They don't have no some of these dudes they running away from their responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just we can't just blame it all on the women. We gotta look at ourselves too in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit, we gotta make big moves to make a difference. And it is a big move just getting your son when you ain't really got nothing to do. You got somebody here that you trust. Cause a lot of people you can't trust around your kids. You know what I'm saying? So we just
I
gotta
think
make things better.
a lot of time what hinders man from just, you know, above and beyond for his kids is whenever he can't take on the load. You know, they say heavy is the head that wear the crown. And what that means translates to me is that, you know, you're going to bear a lot on your mind. You know, if you're a yearning father, if you're a yearning parent, you're going to deal with a lot. It's a lot of weight. And to be quite honest with you, shit, black men, but our fathers, we our kids' last resort. You know, we the last thing that they could turn to, because after their mother didn't had them, then, you know, they looking for something. They don't know what's missing. So that's why a lot of times they go a little, you know, off the edge. And, you know, I think the standards and the morals and all that stuff been replaced with hearts and likes and shit like that. That's why just being a parent no more. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the world and translated into. And whether I feel like also though, bro, this is a commercial. Going on commercial?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Somebody
We
got
background
music?
music going. You good?
Okay, for sure. Y'all hit that like.
So nobody won't stream. So nobody won't stream the chat. Ain't that what you do? Like play music in the background or something?
Nah, hell no, cause we cool in the whole world. That's the only reason.
For
I
real.
wish it was something deeper than that, bro. We cool in the.
I was square business. And
bro, when you think about it, let's like you put that in real perspective, because they say you got to know what kind of where you came from and where we done came from to know kind of why we at where we at. And it's really whether it's a mind state. Whether this mind state was put together like through slavery or through the government or whatever, the fact remains that like there's a glitch in the game. That's the fact. The fact remains that it's a glitch in the system, and the reason why we can't get control of it is because it was set in play by people that was way more powerful than we were over here in America. And it's sad that like we the original kings and queens of the earth. You know, we don't acknowledge that like the world that there's a glitch in the game, but that separate us, and we don't acknowledge that until it's a death in the family right close to us. Then we start thinking like, damn. And then even then after little John been shot down, a year go by, we go right back to our regular day programming. And instead of remembering that the only reason we losing and we lost is because the only reason little John got shot down in the first place, according to the numbers, is because we separated as a culture. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mental separation, bro. There's nothing you could tell a person who lost their standards, their boundaries, and the morals, who don't set no bars. They don't set the bars no more. They lost respect, because nowadays respect is based off hearts, likes, and money, bro. That's what people respecting. And they also respecting independency more than anything in this world. Bro, you cannot have nothing. If you separate, look, bro, you got 2 people together, 3 people, 4, 5 people, no matter what, if you separate it leave a hole, it leave a gap for something else to come in. And that's what I think the mindset, that's what happened to us as people, bro. Our women, you really can't do nothing with them until they get a balance. A man too, same, it go both ways, because you can't have the pros without the cons. So us trying to figure it out as like as men and fathers, it does nothing to figure out. All we can do is just stand our ground and stay strong and keep moving on and just being fathers, as long as the world is set up like this.
Yeah. I would like to chime in real quick, because it was something that Rich said a while ago when he was telling the story about his son eating, McDonald's and the football. I think too many times what I kind of heard him say is that what the order that he had set for his son to do the fruit and stuff, and then the mother came and kind of undermined what the father had said. And I think that's a big issue in relationships today too, man, is that too many times we don't have any structure or respect for the communication that we might have had. So you get father saying one thing and the mom do something else with the kids, or the mother say one thing and the father undermines what the mother has said. And whenever you're in a relationship like that, man, it's gonna fail because you ain't respecting the rules or the boundaries or the structure that I'm setting with my kids. And so much so that, you know what I mean, you might know, hey, your daddy said you need to do this because whatever his plan is for the children, you know what I mean, for, let's say, his health. We know he got a football game coming up. He need to be eating food and everything so he can be light and ready. Then mama come with McDonald's, with the kids McDonald's, you know that's going to be a conflict between the two adults.
That's because women is not logical thinkers, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And they may
So-
not they may not think logic. My bad, I ain't mean to cut your wisdom, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, they not logical thinkers, so we have to take full responsibility of that too. Like, we can, you know, the women today, shoot, they'll give you your kid. Shoot. These women don't want to. Well, I ain't gonna say all women, just probably just the younger generation. Like,
A nice percentage.
yeah, by 60%. I'm gonna say because a lot of these women, especially what I go through with my kids, she be like, "Shit, you want the kid? All right, you know, she could be doing something. I mean, she could have plans for the kids to do something. But if I say I want them, she be like, okay, fuck them plans. I'm gonna bring you your kids and go. You know, she go party, do whatever she got to do. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand, man. These women like to 25 to 35.
What age number would you say, bro, if you had to say an age number, is that age group of women that's doing that? Or is it do you think like 50-year-old women are just dumping their kids off as well and then not to go party, or is it just like a certain type of woman that's doing that?
Man, the women, that's crazy because I'm dealing with a girl right now, and she got 3 baby daddies, and that nigga totally crazy.
You got 3 baby daddies and what, bro?
And she ain't got none of her kids. 2 of them live with her mama, and the other one live with his daddy. So she 29 though. So when I try to tell her, like, her son was over her house, so I was trying to. She talked to him real bad, like, get your. She be cussing him out, and I'm like, dang, why you gotta talk to him like that? Don't talk to him like this. She like, man, he just bad. I said, man, he bad because you not even giving him no attention. You not even walking with him, going to the park. You not doing nothing. He not even bad. He not even bad. Huh?
If his father's not in his life, that's a problem too.
It's a problem
because where I see when my wife might say my son is bad, I might look at it and view it as, oh, he been a little boy because I've been a little boy before. You know what I mean? So she might say, oh, that man, and I done heard this a lot of times. It actually happened with my daughter, and I had to have a conversation with the adults in my daughter's life, you know, because my daughter don't stay with me. And where they was viewing her being bad at, I was looking at it as that it was her cry for some type of attention and help, which that ended up being. You know what I mean? Because her mother, my baby mama, she got 4 kids. 2 of them being mine and 2 of them not. But she ended up falling in that middle kid range between the kids. And so, yeah, and you know what I mean? So a lot of times, man, where I'm saying on what you was just describing about the woman and having the kids and saying the little boy bad, you know, sometimes women might deem a kid as bad. And once a kid hear that all the time, guess what they gonna do? They gonna continue to do the thing that gets them attention from mama.
Right. But I believe that that's also has to do with, you know, the women flexing, being independent. Like, that's not a flex. Like, it's not a flex to be an independent woman. That's actually kind of stupid as hell. Saying, like, who want to do something like raise a whole human by themselves? Like, why would you brag about being an independent woman? Now, granted, I understand you might not want to be with the baby daddy, but, you know, it takes a certain amount of growing up to understand that, man, you know, you raising a kid with just one part of life, one view of life, a woman's view, and not the father's view. That's where the disconnect come at, and that's what causes that mental of the kid to be fucked up. That's what, you know what I'm saying. And it's crazy because it's not all kids, but the mass majority though. Because I remember growing up, bro, I had mama and daddy, and mama and father was there. I got to see the best of both genders. You know what I mean? But I chose a lifestyle that I wanted to do. So I'm a prime example of, yeah, sometimes it might not work out as, you know, having a good, your kid might not go to prison or something because you got both parents in the house. But
you still, I don't mean to cut you out, but you still got that understanding of what they taught you, though. You still gonna go back to it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's just that the chances of you failing is way less than the chances of you succeeding without. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing we just forgetting the main problem to all this shit is the separation, bro. They wrote the book years ago, how to make a slave and how to break a slave, the Willie Lynch letter. Conquer and you divide and you conquer. You separate and you get right in between. That's what's going on. Exactly. So now the fathers that these females looking at with the unconscious mind states is social media. They get all they validation. Even some dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because these niggas be out there doing some of the weirdest. You know, I never saw, bro. I never thought I'd see the day where a nigga get a lace front, a wig. I mean, what do you call them? The toupee, like the whole fade. You get the whole fade, the bird. You can put all this shit on your head and your face and be whoever you want to be, like the army.
Right.
And that's really, bro. That's like the trick of the devil because people not even really who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? But you know that's the thing to me. I don't understand why us as men gotta. It's like when you go to court, you're innocent to proving guilty, but it's like we guilty to proving innocent. We got to work harder than any other father to prove that to not only to society but to our baby mamas that, hey, I'm a good father. You know what I'm saying? We got to go that extra mile due to the fact that our women are the women of our women who's been manipulated mentally, and that's why it's going like this. That's why black men is leading the race in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, the lace wig been out though. They called it toupees.
And suicide right now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Men lead the way in suicide. Why you think that? You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that got to do with a lot of stuff that men used to be, and they trying to find a way to measure up to how things used to be. You know what I mean? And that's a conglomerate of you know, being a present father and not being able to be a present father, job security, the goal been moved of what a successful man should be like. You know, the money done changed. So, you know, and then you know that you trying to be a head of the household, whether you in the home.
Did y'all see that last comment?
He
said after reading it with it, yeah, he highlighted it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Willie Lynch is what kept us like this for so long. They knew that even back then, if you played, it's just like pimping. You play one hoe against the next hoe, then you can get the other hoe to act right. Mm-hmm. So they did that with the black people. They played the mother against the father. Let the mother watch the father. Let the mother with the kids watch the father get beat, dragged, slain. And you know, it put a certain kind of fear in you to where, you know, that shit go for years. And here we are, still up under them same spells. It's just a little more mental. Shit fucked up. Social media.
Is that the reason why you think is say the father absent in the home today, but regarding what your statement you just made, that when mothers, black women, coddle or keep their little boys so close when they little, and say the father not present, but as they get older, then the boy start kind of, you know what I mean, bucking against his mama, you know, that time she say you need to be in at 11, he come in at 12, 1 o'clock. And now all of a sudden the woman has lost control of in our community, the boys in our communities. You know what I mean? And why I say that is because you see how the young men are acting, and I think that's a branch off of the mama coddling the little boy too much, not really knowing how to install some type of male, you know what I mean, like how to be a man, not being able to teach him how to be a man, how to handle his emotions, how to handle conflict. And with the male present, he can't. I mean, with the male not being present, he can't really install that. So the boy started bucking the mama. And as you were saying, from the slavery, you know what I mean, mama was, throughout history, mama was taught to try to protect her son as much as possible. So she protect him so much now that she, you know what I mean, that she keep him away from, she mad at the father, so he can't really say nothing, or if he do say something, it's kind of undermined. She already done imputed a thought on how to think about father because he's not present, or she won't let him be present.
I think.
Yeah,
You see, B, he said add him back in.
Yeah, it looked like he's still in the on my end.
He
He's
in
still in there.
Yeah, he got to know how to work. I did it a while ago, and I thought I was out, but I was still in. He's up here messing with stuff around the board. It got lost.
That boy got to preaching and knocked himself. Put his headphones out around his. So I want to ask a question, man.
Right.
So we've talked about all of the different things that cause us to get to this point culturally, right? And now that we are here, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the most effective course of action to take? Because this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, you know, you can talk about the Willie Lynch letter. You can talk about the family court system. You can talk about the agendas that's being pushed, whether it's the LGBTHIJK what you know, all the agendas being pushed, right?
Yeah.
Now, at what point do we sit back and say, okay, we know what the problem is, and we know what we need to do? And when you look at the rates at which Black men are graduating college, boom, you look at the annual income year over year over the last couple of years, and you can see brothers constantly increasing their, increasing their income, right? Because we've always had to wear the tag that we broke, we broke, we dusted, we deadbeats. You look at who are the most active fathers in their kids' lives, and they say it's brothers, right? Bathing the kids, doing homework, taking them to football practice, being involved in the extracurriculars. So knowing all of that and knowing where the disconnect happened. Well, this is the other thing too. Humans, man, we only apes, right? We only apes. And we have examples of what worked. When you think about the Indian community, bro, some of the highest earners, maybe the highest earners in the country. Then you have the Asian community, high earning. You have the white community, high earning. You have the Latin community that's not necessarily high earning, but their familial structure is just as strong as anybody else's. And the overarching theme, or the repeated pattern, is that those fathers are still in the household, or those fathers, there's a certain reverence that those fathers are held. They're held with a certain reverence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If we see the Indian community, and we see the Asian community, and we see the Latin or the Hispanic community, and we see a large part of the white community, if all of them are keeping their families intact and they are able to do better than us from a financial standpoint, wouldn't common sense tell us, like, hey man, we need to really get our families back together? And if the families are not being together because the women are not, the stats are not even good enough, would it then make sense to say that, hey, you go out and you find your companionship wherever you find it at, because that structure, a man and a woman, is the ultimate goal? Wouldn't it make sense to be like, man, you find whoever your mate is, and that is how you move forward? For me personally, being someone who was raised in a pro-Black household,
right?
And coming up with that indoctrination, bro, at 41 years old, I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, I like who like me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I fuck with who fuck with me, bro.
And that's what I started thinking about here now, just recently, the past I don't know, past 3 years. Y'all already know the story of me and my baby mama. Like, she really took me to a level mentally that I never been in my life, and I done 12 years in prison. So I can honestly say that, yeah, it'll be in your best interest to, if you got to go outside your race, you got to go outside your race. I mean, you got to think about it, man. We are in everybody anyways. So it don't even matter trying to save the race. You know, it's 41 million of us and it's 235 million white people in the United States. So trying to catch up is almost obsolete. It don't even matter. You know, what matters is what you were saying, bro, is that, hey, man, family is the standard, you know, because ultimately the goal is to raise our family inside of a wealthy, not, you know, when I speak of wealth, I'm talking about mental wealth, financial wealth, all that, to raise our families in that arena. That way we leave on something like the Rochesters left to their families. You know, don't nobody want to struggle. You know, don't nobody want to struggle.
Real quick, let me make sure I acknowledge the brother, the notorious Kevin Brooks. He said, supporting my interests, getting ready for vacation in the DR. Catch you on the rebound, man. Salute, bro. For those who are not subscribed to the notorious Kevin Brooks, man, you got to check that brother out. Got some funny ass shorts, and this brother was one of the very first people to ever hit me and support on the channel, man. I looked up one day and I had like a $50 cash app. So this brother. Definitely putting it on the wood. Funny as hell. His shorts are second to none, man. So salute to that good brother, man. I appreciate you stopping by, bro. Make sure you have safe travels going over there to the DR. I know you married, man, and I know you got a good lady by your side. So if you tell me y'all going to Sosua, I might be looking at you a little side-eyed. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, make sure you're being safe, brother, in your travels, man. Also, I want to make sure I acknowledge my brother. Salty Balls in the building. Salute to Brother Salty Balls. If you're not subscribed to his channel, man, and you're a brother and you want to hear conversations that are enlightening and that are centered around mental health and from a black man's perspective, man, make sure you support this brother. Powerhouse in the space. Super smart. Him and the brother Machismo TV, man. Make sure y'all support them brothers, man. They are doing large work. We also got my other brother in here too, my brother Arrowhead. We also got the brother, the Condemned Man. My brother, the Condemned. Salute, bro. Been a long time supporter, man. Definitely put it on the wood. Brother, hit me with the email every now and then behind the scenes. I haven't forgot about you, bro. But definitely a staple in this space and one of the brothers that's always putting it on the wood and supporting. Where's my brother Arrowhead at? Where's my brother Arrowhead Gerald that I know I saw him in here today? He is right there. Bye, y'all. We got the brother Arrowhead in the building. Salute, bro. Solid brother, man. If you're not subscribed to Brother Arrowhead, make sure you check him out. He a beast with the soundboard too, young man. He got the drop-ins, the quick drop-ins and stuff. So appreciate everybody for joining, and this is a hell of a conversation, man. I am beside myself that the conversation is going the way that it is. Matter of fact, Brother Salty Balls, I got you. I'm gonna drop the link for you right now, good brother, so you can chime in and give us some of that mental health, mental health knowledge and angle that you so eloquently bestow upon us and all throughout the space. So I just dropped the link. That's for Brother Salty Balls. You can go ahead and come up, brother, whenever you are ready. Yeah, that name did exactly what it was supposed to.
He said, "Give him brother link." Salty Balls.
And without further ado, we're going to welcome the good brother, Dr. Salty Balls.
Hey, what's happening, fellas?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Man, if I had one of your hands, I'd cut both mine off, bro.
So why you come up with Salty Balls?
Well, when you tee, that means you're getting ready for something. When you ball, that means that you either crying or you're upset about something, and then solve. So this is solve before the change.
Okay.
I told you,
I never
man.
write any, yeah,
man,
I never
ice it with it.
Yeah, I never write anything that has a a one track meaning. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so on my channel, just like you said, I do the real deep stuff or whatnot. For those who beg to dig a little further than beyond the obvious laugh, then they get the real insightful stuff. Those who just laugh and just kind of walk off and be like, oh, that's a funny name, and move on, then they get filtered out.
Right.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, go ahead and chime in on what is the reasoning behind why is being independent a flex for most women, man? Where does that stem from? And I would even go on to say, how is it? What is the advice that you got for the brothers as far as how to navigate the landscape right now with so many so-called independent ones running around nowadays?
I would say it's an aspect of what they call communal narcissism. Okay.
Facts.
Okay. Communal narcissism. I mean, when you hear narcissism, it's almost always levied at men. Okay. And people don't understand how narcissism materializes differently when it comes to women. Okay. And so what they do is they exaggerate their knowledge or skill set, right? They'll donate their money or time, telling others what they do. They seek praise, virtue signaling, just looking for admiration and this, that, and the third. It's really, really compensatory, So if you're talking about from a mental health standpoint, I would say, brothers, get yourselves, would you say, more acquainted with communal narcissism. And you see it materialize even in relationships. Like, let's say you have a grievance, a legitimate grievance, and you tell her your legitimate grievance. What does she normally do? Somebody who's toxic. Let's see what brothers are.
The first thing she do, she take a standpoint of offense. She get offended. And it don't matter how you say it. If she already in that mind state, which most women are definitely our race of women, then yeah, that's the first thing they don't do. They feel attacked, and then they ready to fight. They ready to say something back, some slick, and then they go from there.
Exactly.
And they say they deflect real quick.
They deflect.
Yeah, they deflect real quick.
Okay, and brother in the top right corner, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
My bad. What's my
thoughts about what they do?
Talking about women?
Yeah, as far as what they do.
They messed up, bro.
He's saying that whenever you bring something to them, tell them what you said, brother. Because I don't think he heard that part.
Communal narcissism, and I'll get to collective narcissism in a second. I see somebody put that definition there. It's actually a little bit of both. But communal narcissism is like, when you constantly seek praise, validation, looked at as you're overly empathetic, you're sanctimonious, and that sort of thing. And so if you have a legitimate grievance with a woman in a relationship, Big KD, what has she normally done? When she's offended you?
It's the disrespect for me, like, you know what I'm saying?
So they get disrespectful.
Yeah, they get disrespectful. So I think in today's time, a lot of women want to be men. At least a lot of women that's 40 and down. They want to be men. They want to do what we do. They want to, and I feel like they done lost our respect for man now. Like they don't have no respect for man. You know what I'm saying? Unless they buying them some or, you know what I'm saying, helping them out with something that they can do themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men messing it up too, where you know what I'm saying, they over what I want to say, what's the word?
Overcompensate.
Say it again.
Overcompensate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's all messed up right now. Then social media is a big part of women, why women don't have respect for men no more too. I feel.
Can I chime in and say something? I would also add on to what Katie was just saying is that I think a lot of it kind of derives from the environment as well, though. You know what I
One,
mean? I think some of it derives from the environment from which the woman is raised in. To as she gets older, that kind of shapes her mentality of social, her social mentality.
100%. It's that's the collective narcissism the other brother is talking about. Now,
Okay.
just to give you a heads up about myself and my background, I'm a licensed clinician of roughly going on 20 years, actually, right? Okay. So what this is an aspect of what I like to call emotional upstaging, right? They eclipse your emotion and your humanity as far as who you are and how you feel when you have a legitimate grievance that you want to actually address. They can't say they apologize because when you apologize, that's acknowledgement, and acknowledgement is the first road to reconciliation, which is therefore a plan for how do I rehabilitate the problem that has been had, right? What happens is they don't even apologize because they see apology as submission, and they can't even bring themselves to see us as having humanity enough to apologize to. Who are you to apologize to? Because I don't think of you as anything, right?
Yeah. Or you to
Right?
submit to.
Exactly. So what they'll do is, like they said, they'll deflect. They'll make it about themselves. They'll make it about tonality. They'll make it about approach. They'll make it about everything but the point itself that you first actually wanted to address. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
from a sort of collective standpoint, because communal is just what I defined, the collective part is where it's reinforced by a bunch of people over and over and over, a sort of exaggerated sense of self importance for doing things that typically adults should be doing, right? I have my own car, I have my own house, I have my own job, and
You're
this, that, and
supposed
the
to have
other.
it.
Huh?
You're supposed to have that.
Exactly, exactly. Now, I would say, right, and I'm the type of person who is of the orientation, never mind that table. I don't even care about the table anymore. But I know for those who are continuing to deal with these lovely ladies out here, I would say consider this. Consider, would you say, whether or not she's able or can bring herself into making an apology, right? Because an apology means that I care about the relationship and they see you as human enough to do. Uh, Two, they respect the fact that you're a man and that you're going to have a wide range of emotions. So if you get upset about something, it doesn't mean that you're an abuser. It doesn't mean that you're going to harm anybody or that you're going to go off or anything like that, because that's another way they dehumanize us, right? Another thing that they actually like to do is they actually like to basically have everybody in their business almost like a grouping supply where there's sort of cross validation of narrative of
Mm,
that sort of color purple narrative and stuff like that. And
right.
the internet has given them the sort of attention that they need to continue to fuel that stuff. But I land my plane there. I don't want to take too much, but I at least wanted to speak to Wrench Turner's point from the mental health standpoint as he requested.
And you know what I got out of everything you said is that basically women are turning into it seemed like it turned into a competition. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it turns into a competition once the separation is initially done, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like after the disagreements and after that, it's like, ooh, I gotta show him. I gotta show him. And we was talking about that earlier, me, Rex Turner, and the other bros that's on the panel. On the panel, we was talking about how women are like the driving force to a lot of things in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like because they can, without even being conscious of it, dictate how a man moves when he have kids with her. You know what I mean? So like when they start doing that flex shit of being independent, I think that's that's when the competition starts. Like, they start, and that's what I kind of got from you, but I feel like, yeah, it's like they instead of submitting for the benefit of, for the benefit of shit, peace, hell, shit, for the benefit of sticking together for something better. They'll rather take the lesser, which is capitalizing on being independent. And that,
Exactly. And there's not a sort of would you say growth potential with that, right?
right.
There's this sort of selfishness, me. They got one foot in and one foot out the door. Here's another
Mhm.
tester question I want to just throw out there, right? When they get to talking loud and being disrespectful and smacking their lips and rolling their eyes and popping their neck, and we all know the whole get down with that, right?
Yeah.
One tester is, hey, do you voice your grievances like this at work?
Mm. They
And
don't.
exactly my
They don't.
point.
Because
So
it's a conflict of interest. Like they got an incentive to want to act right. It's like now they don't have no incentive with black men because all our incentives done gravitated to social media. They incentive to act right at work when they boss say, "Hey, go pick this up," and they don't have nothing to say back about it. Their incentive is, they need the money to work a job and do the bullshit that they do. But as men, even at work, I feel like, mass majority of us, we're not gonna let another man, no matter what position, uh, I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna say disrespect because they can go a mile long, but I'm gonna just say we're not gonna let another man, you know, try to denounce us or what we doing in our job, but we will be obedient. But we're not gonna look at it like, oh, I gotta shut up and tuck my tail, because we'll go right home to our families and speak our minds. So we'll do it on any platform. But it's like the woman, like you said, she's not gonna go to work and do that because her incentive is now she got to get this money and she got to have a job because she's so strong in her independent, her masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, in return, she'll come home and the black man is so less of a value to her that when she get ready to when he get ready to say something less than what the boss said at work, I'm not gonna make you quote unquote work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I do have some input. I might just have an opinion about something. But you want to get sassy and snap. That's because in her, I think that in most of these women, they look at us like, oh, y'all just an option. I got plenty of hearts and plenty of likes, plenty of niggas in my inboxes. I got plenty of this, plenty of that. So, I respect when it comes to that in aspects of that. Usually we don't get unless you got some money and you taking care of these hoes.
We've been told
No,
down and go ahead.
And you
Go
kissing
ahead,
their
Doc.
ass and letting them do what they want to do.
even that has proven not to be relatively
True, yeah.
yeah, relatively true. Because let me scale it back for a second. Just scale it back, right? Okay, so let's deal in numbers real quick. Just numbers, right? So if your woman was working a job, she was making like, I don't know, 75,000 a year, and you was making 125, right? And you say, "Hey, babe, let's go on ahead and invest in a business or invest in a property or something like that," right? How do you get somebody to switch gears from thinking my money is my money and your money is our money, right? This is the operating standard in their mind, right? Your money is our money. My money is my money. So she gets that 70,000, 75,000. She keeps to herself, right? And let's say you still gotta take care of the house, the bills, and all this other stuff, or whatever the case may be. How could you both plan to move forward to break the chains of slavery of 9 to 5 when somebody's like, I'm in it for me and I'm in it purely for me? And you've effectively given this woman essentially, let's say, in kind, goods and services, and she got a place to stay. She ain't got to worry about it. She got dinner. She got, groceries and all the other stuff, right? Okay. So let's say you give up half your salary. which is half of 125, about what, 63? So
Yeah.
63 plus the 75 she's already getting, and it all goes to her. Now, when it comes to women, guess what they're gonna spend it on? They're not gonna think about tomorrow. They're gonna think about today. They're gonna be thinking about purses. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be thinking about trips. They're gonna be thinking about competing with their friends and cruises and this and that, rather than accumulating that generational wealth that you were earlier talking about. That's the main barrier here. You have somebody who's altruistically thinking about both. You have one person thinking about them,
Mm.
right? And they're more than willing to gratefully go to that job, and ultimately, who what is the demographic of the person that signs the checks for the most part?
What's the demographics? What do you mean? The demographics on the person that signs the check? Could
The
you
white
explain?
man,
Brad. For the most part, Brad.
yeah, white man. Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
for the most.
Yeah. For the most part, it's a Brad or a Tom or you know,
Yeah.
Ricky or something.
So you willing to put 40 hours of your years, your best years of your life, into investing in only a percentage of what your human capital is, which is your knowledge, skills, and abilities, to the marketplace, who's not even going to give you a big percentage of what your actual worth is, where you could basically say, hey, you know what? I'm going to work a job so I can keep some sort of this sort of cash flow coming in, but we're going to plot together and plan together just so that it'll be the bet for the benefit of everybody. And that's the problem. Now, the problem is trinkets. I mean, we could talk about historical relativism, but it all boils down to trinkets once again, right? We're still in bondage to cotton, ropes, and chains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Clothes,
Yeah, mentally,
right? Ropes
anyways.
around the neck, necklaces, right?
And you know, brother,
Chains.
that's I don't mean to cut you off, but that's
Yeah.
one thing that like I'm big on. Like I'm real big on like what are you speaking about? The looks of everything. I don't like to look good. I'd rather be good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really a trick of the devil, because if you don't if you don't invest in yourself, and that becomes a conflict of interest with the women, like you saying, because they are day-to-day spenders and not investors. It brings them about a conflict, because I know I got that real like business savvy mind state to where like I gotta be
Mm,
invested. I
mm.
can't be at a job doing this and doing that, and like you say, Tom signing my check, and nah, I'm the type of dude they like to use that for a stepping stone, get the money and put it in some buy the tools and start my own shit. But it becomes a conflict of interest with women because they are day-to-day spenders, whereas the man over here getting ready to go to work, he's sitting in his car, like bro said in the inbox, you sitting in the car, you just thinking, like, you know, as a man, you trying to figure it out, like trying to calculate the money, trying to calculate the time, trying to manage this, trying to manage that, because you know ultimately you trying to get the family in a position to where you free. You can free your mind. You free yourself, the money and all at the time. So where you could just sit up with your little son and or daughter and do whatever. But the conflict of interest to that, the flip side to that is that you got this partner over here, and this partner, like I say, it go always back to wanting to be independent. They want they like you say, it's a me, and but you over here like us, they you know they going back to being independent, and that's where the conflict of interest come in. Because I know just personally, I'm gonna just share this right quick, and I'm gonna let you go ahead. But personally, I was trying to build something with a woman who wasn't even interested in building. Like, you know what I mean? Like, here it is, I'm putting seeds out there, and I- and I'm trying to, and she's all she had to do was water them. All she had to do was pour a little water on them, and I'm putting the seeds out there. I'm investing my money. I'm buying equipment so to help her establish business, to help us establish business, stuff that she was motivated, saying that she was motivated to do, and then all that shit came tumbling down because that really wasn't her. She wanted to just look good, but she didn't want to put it in the work. She didn't understand what it really meant to to discipline yourself and invest in yourself to where, hey man, the family, this is ultimately for the family, and we
I'm
gonna
gonna
be good.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this, man.
Real quick, let me make sure I acknowledge the brother, the International Quiet Storm with the super chat of $20 that support black male media, man. For those of you who don't know, the brother International Quiet Storm has been a powerhouse in these spaces, man, and has really helped move the needle as it relates to having the conversations amongst black men. This brother is also, like myself, one of the moderators for the late great Kevin Samuels, man, and a host of other huge YouTube channels, man. I'm pretty sure if you quantified all of them, it will be well within the million subscriber range of just all of the different channels that he moderates. What it sounds like Brother Beezy was saying was that he was trying to build something, and the young lady that he's speaking of, and I think a lot of us other brothers can relate to, she was really like this.
I am now a real estate investor. I have started a jewelry business on eBay. And
Yeah.
I am on my way to my multi-million-dollar potential.
I'm gonna say this though. To look good is to feel good. To feel good is to look good. We all made a mistake where we put that woman first. We didn't put ourselves first. And then as a man, I just learned this. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to build our own kingdom first. That word, when you allow a woman to come in your kingdom, if she ain't beating to your beat, she can beat her feet. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look in the mirror at ourselves of what we allow inside. Huh?
I just had to say tabernacle.
Yeah, we gotta look in the mirror at ourselves when we allow a woman to come out in our own kingdom and try to put her own furniture in there. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, we have to we have to get an understanding what ourselves were. Man, we gotta build ourselves up first before we even allow a woman to even come in, because it said in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? A woman can turn a man down to how it go? I don't know the exact scripture, but a woman can turn the strongest man down to a mustard seed.
Father God, I come before you today.
You know what I'm saying? So we
get down and body bend.
So let me ask the brother, the doctor this. So like outside of women, as far as men out here in society, everybody else outside of our women, like, you know, these jobs, the corporations, and, you know, just being looked at as a black man, period, being because we talking about being like valuing ourselves and where we at in the days of today, right? So my question is this, like, what do you think we really stand as black men out here in society? You know what I'm saying? We know where we stand. We know where we stand with our women, but our kind, where do we stand out here though? If that makes sense, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, you might specify a little more if that's all right. I'm just trying.
Okay, so like, you know how like we know like from just dealing with women, like we know what what I'm trying to say is that like we talking about how we being valued by these women, like how they value us. And I'm saying like outside of the women, like in society, like what like
men value themselves?
Say that again.
How men value men value themselves? Is that like kind of in the direction you're going? Like how do?
No, not necessarily, because I do feel like we all value ourselves to a certain degree. I'm saying like, because we talking about how men are valued with by the women, you know what I'm saying, and what causes all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about society now, like just in the world, like what was his standpoint on that?
I mean, and you know, this is no secret, but you know, I think it's the sort of two candles burn on both ends of the stick. You know what I mean? You got an enemy outside and you got an enemy at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
what do you mean outside and at home? Like outside and within, or inside your physical home?
multiple facets. It could be outside and within, outside itself and within. It could be outside of home and inside of home, right? Because when you see another black man, you quick to tear him down, you quick to disrespect him, you quick to hate on him, or that sort of thing. There's no sort of general sense of brotherhood and fraternity amongst black men, at least not anymore. You know what I mean? Or there's some level of limitation. People pass each other up at a liquor store and size them up. Rather than thinking to themselves like, hey, is this guy somebody in which I can feel safe because he shared the same experience and outlook as I do if something were to ever go down. You know what I mean? Where there's some sort of collective identity and stuff like that. So to a certain extent, we drank the Kool-Aid of hyper individuality ourselves. You know what I mean? Right? It's almost like oh man, you in the trucking? How do I get into that? Nah, this nigga don't need to be in trucking. You find your own way, brother. You do your own thing, man. I ain't trying to have him try to compete with me and my connect, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like when it's plenty of out there for me, when it's plenty out there for us. So we need to get out of the sort of mentality of, would you say, barrenness, and instead of thinking about it from a standpoint of abundance, where we could build each other up or whatnot. That sort of hyper competition, battle royale kind of mentality stalls us in our potential. And of course, when society sees that you don't believe that you should, and you don't believe that you should, guess what? This is what it is. You all ever seen that movie Juice?
Juice, yeah.
Quite simply stated, black men in my field have not necessarily openly expressed wanting to harm themselves. I'm talking about, the white people, when you're off yourself and go to the upper room. The way we do it is come from an aspect of being extremely reckless and being extremely reckless with other people's lives. Right. So, when Bishop said to Q, like, if I ain't shit and you even less of a man than me, how do you remember that part?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's the epitome of self-hatred right there. And we walk around and
we definitely push that on each other. The mentality of I'm not shit, so nigga, I look at you like you ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like kind of how Tupac was looking at homie. You know what I mean? And I think, man, when we carry that type of energy around, well, too many of us carry that type of energy around, whether it be older men or younger men. And as I'm becoming a more older man and wiser man, I can look and see stuff that I didn't see in my 20s, where my mentality was fucked up. The juice mentality, if you will, if you want to call it that. I had the juice mentality. Nigga, like you said, I saw somebody up at the liquor store. Like, and you know what I mean? Ultimately, I wouldn't say I didn't think, I don't want to say that I carried that attitude, or I believe, rather, that I wasn't shit. But I had that attitude about me. Nigga, I ain't shit, so you ain't shit. Nigga, so it ain't shit for us to jump out on you real quick if you say something stupid. And I think that's what's kind of hurting our growth as older men and young men, because I still think that mentality, that juice mentality, is rapid in our communities.
You know what I started doing? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I didn't know, so I don't know how we even address that to start to change that type of mentality.
Well, I can address it. It start in your home with your son and your kids.
Right.
We talked about that before my brother got killed.
We did.
He was saying that you can go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we change that in our home, everybody not changing, so our kids gonna still be faced with that type of attitude or mentality from somewhere else.
What I was going to say, what I was gonna say is that this is what I personally started doing, bro. And I made accountability of this because I said, man, I'm out here every day in the streets, driving from Waco, driving to Waco every day and coming back. I said, man, I'm just start speaking to my own kind, bro. And like it was, I just remember this one black dude pulled up with a little old, like he had like an old pickup truck with a trailer connected to it and some lawn equipment and stuff like that. He was by himself. He was in his truck sweating like a motherfucker. I'm talking about sweating. And so I got out my truck and I was already pumping gas, finna get ready to take the pump out. And I walked over to him. I said, hey, what's going on? But I just started talking to him, right? And long story short, I know that conversation, like, it kind of felt good to me. It felt good to him. I know, you know what I'm saying? It was a good conversation. There wasn't no mean mugs. It wasn't any of that stuff. And that's why I asked Salty Balls about that, you know what I'm saying? Because in society, like, you know, we in a world where we are guilty until proven innocent. You know, we gotta really, you know, and that's that and to be honest with you, that's the place where looking good should be more accepted than not. Because, you know, people who don't know you versus the women that we deal with that know us, you know, they only know what they see. So, you know, it's like that's the spot, that's the place where, you know, looking superior is important, you know what I'm saying? And the energy is right. When you walk into a room, you know, your confidence, your strut is right. You got your back, you know, you got good posture, your head up. Uh and you know, as black men, you know, we gotta, like Pac said, bro, we gotta do that more than anything. We gotta keep our head up because that energy is what's gonna ultimately attract a lot of shit that we looking for out here. And I'm just now getting to this point though. You know what I mean? Like and I could tell we're like just being being an open book, being accessible to other people. Like that shit really, like it helps me too, just even the conversations. And you know, I just wanted to say that because yeah, man, society nowadays, like the way we are looked at, man, you talking about devalued, for real, like very devalued right now. Black man is like, you know, they
Yep.
I remember the preacher said, you know what the word devil means? And he said it means to devalue a human.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
when I thought about that, I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like, you know, when you devalue something, you are giving it a negative uh perspective, give it a negative energy or whatever. Like you talking down on it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we've been devalued
A
as
lot of
men
a
for
lot of
real.
black a lot of men are walking around with a devaluing spirit about themselves. You
Facts.
know,
Look,
Yeah.
check this out. One of the things that I do is just like when Brother Saul got on the stream, right? A lot of times I disarm brothers, man, because to me, I know it's nothing to. I ain't gonna say it's nothing, but I know that I had a capacity to take a life. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something that's not something that I want to put out in the world. It's something that I reserve for a very specific time and place, God forbid. You know what I mean? But I know I had a capacity to do that. So I don't I don't walk out into the world with that at the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Now granted, you know, I think all of us, you know, you know, the burner is always not too far by just because of the times we're living in, but that's not the energy that we leading with a lot of times. So for me, I greet brothers the same way I greeted brother Salty Balls. You know, hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Oh man, I'm all right. How you doing? Hey man, shit. If I had one of your hands, I'd cut both mine off. Man, I'm paying my taxes and my tithes and cutting back on my lies, brother. You know what I mean? Like, and just like Dex did, a lot of times brothers will laugh, and you know, it could be a time where they may be going through with their baby mama. They may done cuss the boss out, and they wondering if they're gonna have a job tomorrow. Some other dude done pissed them off, and just that interaction a lot of times is enough to disarm brothers because they looking at it like, okay, this brother ain't no threat. Shit, I'm glad I can shoot the shit and we can go back and forth. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I've done, man. Is when I run across brothers, man, is hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing? And a lot of times you can immediately see the change in their face, right? It's very rare that I run across a brother that look and be like, "I ain't your motherfucking brother." Like I've never come across that. It's always been it's always been reciprocated to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
100%. You know, much to say that we have five brothers on this panel, right? Even when people, have to get a point across and stuff, there's a level of restraint that's shown. There's some level of respect. There's some impulse control and things like that, right? You
Right.
you get on some of these other panels and stuff like that, man. It'd be like the damn Thunderdome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
Mad
and
Max.
and Rich Turner, you already know where I'm from, right? You already,
Yeah,
so it's like, you know, I'm not about to argue with nobody because you know I know what I'm capable of. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't about to, you know, a
yeah,
lot of people get to doing this, arguing and doing all that, you know, and week in and week out, and it's like, you know, like, hey man, I ain't with that. I'm here to contribute, but some people
right.
they have a sort of a need to like get off on
Yeah,
harming somebody
yeah.
that looks like them because they don't feel powerful themselves or in their own life or whatnot. You know what I mean? And I think
Facts.
it's happened here in this particular instance. I don't know where the other brother went, but salute to him. Oh, okay. There you go. But I would say that, you know, a lot of this stuff is driven by values and value alignment, right? You know, we all can agree that, you know, this is a disordered society. We all are identifying, you know, what the problems are and, you know, what potential solutions and things like that. But sometimes, man, I'll be looking at these panels and stuff, and you might have people who are quote unquote, you know, we all, you know, voicing our grievances and different perspectives and stuff. But you know, there's some bigger mechanics and things at bay, man. Some people, you know, may not necessarily want us to actually be of a collective mind and aligned when it comes to a value system, when it comes to black male potentiality, and when it comes to our minds as a human resource. Look at us as innovators. Look how many people, you know, are into hip hop, got their hairs lined up, um, you know, trying to throw some candy paint on a car or this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So I just like to just put that out there, man. So just understand what value you have, and you can just move from there.
Really. That's
Good deal. Good deal. We're gonna the brother Brian Turner, salute, brother. He says a little off subject, but how do y'all feel about Texas being considered one of the best places to live as a black man economically? It's quickly becoming the new face of black business. I would chime in because I've been blessed, as we all have, right? Um, I think that there's a lot of validity to it, man. When you look at the population and you start looking at the demographics, man, the South in general is kind of where a lot of black people have settled at. But once you start getting into business and you start getting into industry and you start um, looking at how successful we have been, and even for me, having relocated to the Midwest and seeing how drastically different, even culturally, amongst black people, seeing how different it is from the South, where you know, if I'm on brother Saul, I know that he's a mental health professional, and I hear about, hey man, you know, they building this new facility over here, and they got an ad out front saying that they're looking for people. I'm gonna reach out to him. Hey bro, I don't know what you got going on, but I know you're in the mental health space, so I just passed this up. You know, I took a picture of it, and maybe I take a picture of it and I send it through text, right? I know that y'all other brothers, man, brother Dex, brother Beezy, I know that y'all are in logistics, right? Brother KD, I know that y'all in logistics. So I may say, hey man, I just passed this truck up over here off of Inwood. Hey, I just passed this truck up over here off of Sylvan, box truck, and it looked like they want X amount of dollars for it. And you know, the dude say he hard up for the, like, you know what I mean? Your mind is always turning and churning to try and put the next brother on. When I came up to the Midwest, bro, it was such a shock to my system to see the crab in the bucket mentality. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I'm not speaking for the whole Midwest. I can only speak for the part that I've lived in for the last couple of years, where it's such a crab in the bucket mentality, bro, where brothers just really not trying to put nobody on. They're like, it's all about me, and you know, forget everybody else. You know what I mean? So, but to answer your question, man, about Texas being considered one of the best places to live, I still have a home there. I've been blessed to do well economically there. I have a brick and mortar business there. You know what I'm saying? So it's I've lived it. You know what I mean? I've lived it, and it's drastically different than other parts of the country. I've been on the West Coast. I've been on the East Coast. I've been in the Midwest. You know what I mean? It's drastically different from many other places, man. You have a lot of opportunity now. Texas is not as cheap as a lot of people think that it is, right? When the Californians came in and the New Yorkers came in, man, and the Chicagoans came into Dallas and Houston and Austin, They drove them prices up, right? So, but it's not so expensive that you can't get nothing going. And if you think about it from a standpoint of meritocracy, meaning that you're putting IQ plus effort to get a desired outcome, then there's definitely opportunity there. But you got to be good, because it is, these are still big cities. These are still international cities. So you're going to be competing with people from every other racial demographic. You're going to be competing with people who may already have a financial advantage. So whatever industry that you're in, you definitely going to have to master that trade and be good enough to compete on the same level, but ideally better, and competing at a higher level in order to capitalize on the opportunity that's there, if that makes sense.
Just make sure you're on the right side of the law, because they don't play.
It's a competitive space. Texas is a
very competitive.
Space.
But I will say, depending on where you at too, though. I mean, you do got like them rural, like what is it called, the country areas or whatever.
Yeah, rural.
Rural, yeah, like you got there just a lot. We got a lot of land out here. Ain't Texas a holdover state too, right?
Yeah, it's space and opportunity. Go ahead though, B. It's space and opportunity. I heard you.
Right. I believe Texas is a holdover state where like we get a lot of cargo freight and a lot of containers just stored out here on land, because they don't have nowhere else to put the shit, and Texas so big. So that alone lets you know that like it's plenty of work. Shit, it's plenty of money out here. But like if you're on the wrong side of the law, your ass toasted. You better stay away from that.
Yeah, for damn sure. The brother, he got another question. He says, I think Texas only get a bad rap because its laws are strict. Strict laws shouldn't matter if you are focused on making legal money and staying out of the way. Absolutely, bro. It's one of the things I've grown to appreciate, actually. Being out here in Louisville, I kind of had a chance to see what it looks like when when you have some of the most pissed off people out of society burn businesses down and destroy buildings, and then businesses leave and relocate to other parts of the country and just leave whatever was destroyed in the wake. Right? I landed at Muhammad Ali International and drove into Louisville, Kentucky, man, and I was shocked, bro. It looked like a bomb had went off in certain places, right? Because it was still damaged from the Breonna Taylor riots. It was still damaged, from them trying to defund the police and Antifa and everybody else, BLM, big large mansions. They were running around here stoking the flames. And I was thinking, I was like, man, if this happened back home, and I got a fairly new built house, and somebody running around rioting, before I have to try and go and get an attorney, I hope the laws come and get y'all under control, because I shoot 6 or 7 of y'all that that's a hard case to beat, right? But yeah, you're right. The laws don't play, man, but it keeps a lot of stuff in check, and it also allows for you to protect your business too. It's a lot of laws that allow business owners to protect their investment, because a lot of times your business, bro, you invest in your life savings. That's a game that you play with a currency that you can't get back, which is time, right? You work at a place for 20 years and you take that 401k and you take the hit of them taxing you for pulling it out early, and you pump that into a business, and you mean to tell me somebody will come and burn it down, bro, or throw bricks through the window, or run in and snatch snacks off the shelf? Oh, nah, man. It could probably happen on the coasts because they're hyper liberal, but yeah, in the South, it's not really going down like that.
And it's not going down like that because of the laws that we have set in the South to protect businesses.
Exactly. Even magazine capacity, I think, because I spent quite a bit of time in Southern California too. So I think magazine capacity out there is 10. I walked in the academy a couple years back and bought 2 42-round magazines, and then went to cheaper than dirt and got a 75-round drum. you know what I mean? So yeah, the Second Amendment laws are a lot more lax down in the South. Even when you think about these people squatting, the squatters, that's been a thing here as of late. It was getting a lot of attention on the national level from a lot of the bigger news channels. And the governor came out, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, came out and was like, hey, we practice the castle doctrine down here. You squat in somebody's house, you're probably not going to make it out. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, man, there's a lot more autonomy. We don't lean on the government like that. We want autonomy. We want the least amount of interference as possible. The other thing I would say from a business standpoint also is we're close to Mexico, so it's easy to start a business because you can hire fairly cheap labor. You know what I mean? To at least get going, right? So that's another thing that makes the South and Texas specifically, that makes it a lot different than many other places many other places in the country. You're right there by Mexico. You always have people coming across the border. So you have an opportunity to start that business, get some fairly cheap labor. But I think from an ethical standpoint, you do want to make sure that you're not, being a type of person, being a type of business owner that is mistreating and grossly underpaying people, right? But as far as just getting started, whether you're doing it under the table or until you can get right, the opportunity is there. You know what I mean? Right.
Hey, quick side question.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna get my commentary first, and then I'll ask you the question, if that's all right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go on record to say, and I'm sure y'all might feel strongly about this, that Bun B is not a snitch. He did
Facts
for his family.
Facts.
He's beyond the street stuff. He has businesses. He's doing his thing, or whatever the case may be. And you have a lot of people who are white suburban kids and other lanes and stuff who are in the chats and comments, and they're master stating off of black harm and stuff, instead of looking to say, you know what, I'm gonna step up as a man, you know what I'm saying, who's grown, to say, you know what, this is the trajectory I want to place my family in. You know what I mean? Now, supposedly he was taking a shit, and he chased old boy out of there or something outside of the house or whatever the case may be. He did what he was supposed to do, and shouts out to Bun B. I'll remain a supporter and a listener of his music. In fact, I'll double down, But that's my take, man. I want to get a sense as to how my Texas brothers feel. And give you a little context and background, too. I'm from the West Coast, okay? So most of us are from Louisiana and Texas any goddamn way.
Facts.
We listen to y'all shit like...
Facts. Hey, check this out. Speaking of Bun B, if you notice, a lot of the intro music, even the background music, always have that UGK feel, that UGK twang to it. You know what I mean? And the reason I do that is I try to kill two birds with one stone. So a lot of times when we're having these conversations, sometimes people need that constant stimulation that they get on other streams, where, like you said, people just screaming and hollering back and forth, and it's pandemonium. And sometimes, that's entertainment for folks, and they like, all right, I needed that. I had a long day, right? What I try to do with the music is try to show that you can still be grown as hell, and you can still be tied to the culture, and you can still be cool. It's a grown type of, it's gangster, but it's grown. You know what I'm saying? And when I say gangster, I mean gangster in a way where it touches on that part of the culture without touching on the pejorative parts of the culture, without touching on the destruction of the culture. With Bun B, and even with UGK in general, man, and I'll touch on Bun B specifically here in a minute, but with UGK in general, I think one of the reasons why they get so much love, in the South and then in Texas specifically, of course, is because they're from here, but also they talked about both sides of the game. You know what I mean? They talked about both sides of the game. So there was never gang banging. There was never throwing up sets in the video. It was all about, hey, we in the street, but this is what we're going through in the street. Hey, we in the street, we living this life, but hey, this is a byproduct of living a life. It was always, you think about riding dirty, it was, or how long can it last? It was always, they were always talking about both sides of it. With Bun B, this brother's a college-educated musician. You know what I mean? He's not a gangster. He's not a gangbanger, so to speak, right? He is almost like he's a recorder of the culture, right? And basically plays back, a certain part of the culture for a very specific time, late 80s, early 90s. So for him to get on the stand as a civilian, you know what I'm saying? He ain't tied to no gangs. He's not living that type of lifestyle as a businessman. The dude owns a restaurant. He owns a restaurant called Trill Burgers, man. He's selling hamburgers, right? So for him to get on the stand and speak his piece and talk about how traumatic it was for, this young Pookie to put a gun to his wife's head and then, still exercise that good old Texas Second Amendment right and plug the little dude. And he actually hit him in the shoulder instead of his face. You know what I mean? And tussle with him and then pull the mask, have the wherewithal to pull the mask off to see, hey, is this somebody in my circle or is this just a random occurrence? And granted, it was a random occurrence. Kind of touching on what Salty Boss was talking about, bro. The people who talking about, oh, he a snitch, bro. Those are folks who probably come from great homes. They've never had to live in these type of environments that we come from. A lot of times, they've never had to experience what comes with growing up that way. So I laugh when I see that kind of stuff, man. It's one of the things I hate about the internet is that nowadays everybody has a microphone, everybody has an opinion. You know what I mean? So, I share your sentiments, man. Shout out to Bun B.
I feel like that all that shit is a trap. Like if you snitch, you know what I'm saying, you're a rat. If you don't snitch, you still lose. It's a lose-lose situation. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me, especially coming from a person that been in the streets. That you know what I'm saying, that look at all this stuff that's in the music, all this stuff that they running down to our kids, bro. It's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like we went a long time looking at shit like if you do this, you weak, you a snitch. Like this, what if your grandma got killed and you know who did it, but they look at you like a snitch if you say something. But if you go kill the dude, you know what I'm saying? They killed two birds with one stone. Oh, he gonna go to jail for murder and this person dead. It's crazy to me like how our people is today of that them type of situations.
Yeah. I would also say, man, I agree with Bun B actions because if a man come in my house and he trying to rob me, and I've been out the way. Bun B ain't been in no type of activities like in a long time, far as we know, and from what we can see. You know what I mean? So if a man come in my house and I'm flying straight, and I ain't in the streets, I ain't been in the streets, and a man come in my house and I try to plug him, uh, and it come down to me having to testify on behalf of my family and my organizations and everything I built, yeah, bro, I'm gonna get on the stands. Now, it's one thing if you live in that life, you know what come with it. You know what come with it. So any man that ain't doing is done separated himself from the streets, and he been doing everything legit to build his foundation, his family, and to keep himself from the streets, as I believe Bun B have been doing. Yeah, man, you better protect your, everything that you done built. You know what I mean? So yeah, I
I'm
agree with you. Yeah,
I'm a
I get on there and say the same thing. Yeah, I
I'm gonna
plug.
look a nigga right in his face and say, I'm gonna tell on you. Yeah, you going down. You going down, player.
Yeah, hey,
I ain't finna do
fuck
no
that.
game playing with nigga. I done did 12 years. I ain't finna play
Yeah,
with you, man.
I'm
Look,
gonna
you
toss
going
the
down.
white on. I'm gonna toss the white on. But you know what I mean?
Mm.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Yeah, bro. You
Bro,
done came into
we
a
can't
long
allow
house.
we can't
You look
allow
out and
somebody
kill.
else. Bro, at the age we is, bro, at the age Bun B is, bro, you like, bro, we can't allow nobody like to trick us out our freedom and to just all them them ain't number antics, bro. Them are negative advices, bro, that people be throwing out and they're trying to make it sound cool, but that shit don't be cool, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
society tricking a lot of these young men and
yeah.
older men out of their position. You know what I mean? They getting tricked out of their position, bro. Because you set a goal for you to be able to do one thing, and then but you still got your foot in trying to be gangster or validated from the streets, and you end up getting yourself tricked out of your position. You know what I mean? And what you could have been, because now you got to go do 12 years or something. And I just think a lot of brothers don't really give a fuck.
But I always say, man, a trying man is a flying man, because you know, being thankful and grateful is to still get up and able to just like to sit here and have this conversation and try to like put things into perspective, or even if we're just doing it for just, passing on the knowledge or whatever, it's just the fact of still being able to build. and still being able to try to like, change that shit, like change the dynamics of what goes on out here and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like at the very least, nigga can change what goes on in his immediate circle. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that's the cool part about all this. That's why I like listening to Talk, Mr. Rance Turner. My boy always got some substance for me. Yeah, I can call him, you know what I'm saying? And he gonna cut it to me in a perspective like it's gonna sound like business, first of all. It's gonna sound like business. Yeah, it's gonna sound like we finna cut a deal or something, but bro gonna
Can y'all
come
hear
with,
me?
yeah. But bro come with, yo, can you hear us? Can you?
Yeah. I was just making sure because people keep calling my phone. But all right, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like, these type of conversations is what's much needed for me. Shit, boy, I need this a mental exercise right here.
Yeah. Hey man, real quick, shout out to the brother Machismo TV, man. Another super sharp brother, man, in the space, man. And congratulations on the success of the channel, bro. Man, I wish I could chime in more often and be a part of the streams, bro. But man, the way it's been, I'm trying to relocate back home, waiting on this relocation package and all this good stuff, man. I've been I've been rocking and rolling, man. Y'all see I hadn't put out too much content here as of late, man. I've been tired of taking care of a lot of stuff, but brother, I appreciate you joining, man. If you want to come up, let me know and I'll drop the link. But what's this other, we got another topic that we'll touch on. And I want to say this may be the last one. And I know Brother Saul probably going to cook on this one too. Here we go. So we're going to say, does sex cure problems left undiscussed in relationships or marriages? What say you?
You talking about me or I was gonna, allow the other brothers and then,
Yeah, it's wide open.
what y'all think?
Well, I would say, man, I would say, nah, man, I think it don't. You know what I mean? A lot of times, I think women may mistake sex for curing a problem, just to, as the doctor was saying earlier, kind of deflect from the conversations and the problems that need to be had. And some women, once you with a man long enough, they know, shit, if I put this twat on them, that's going. I can just shut them up that way. And for some men, that might distract the problem for a moment, but it ain't fix the problem. You know what I mean? So I think, man, women think that sex can control a man, and sometimes men let that control, but it don't fix the problems that you may be having. So I'm just saying, I think women use sex as a weapon.
So what was that question again? Tote?
Yeah, does sex cure problems left undiscussed in relationships or marriages?
Oh, okay. I saw it on the panel.
The sex cure problems in relationships.
Man, absolutely don't, bro. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing, bro. Sex, it's a great tool though to manifest things. I know that for sure. But no, seriously, bro, that's one high energy. Like that's one when you and a woman and y'all naked and y'all going in and you know what I'm saying. It's really in y'all in there like. You transmuting energy, like transferring energy or whatever, and like they say that's one of the best times to like manifest like dreams and things you want to do or whatever. Is during the time of having sex.
Man, so I think some of these hoes must be manifesting fish grease because they around there burning the shit out of dudes. These motherfuckers out here manifesting Tabasco sauce when they messing with some of the brothers, man. You saw the CDC kind of had a spotlight on Houston for a pretty good while, man. And I think New York is the latest one where they was like they got some new strand of a STD that that shit lighting you, that shit turned into a gremlin, man. You walk through a sprinkler and there be 3-4 little monsters popping up. pop out of you, something like that. But
Bro.
but
Got your nuts looking like uncooked popcorn kernels on nuts.
you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no,
You,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Shit, they say you can't even wear polyester. You melt the motherfucking pants off. You know what I'm saying? You can't wear them two
Say,
sisters. You know
boy,
what I'm saying?
I messed around, laid down in the bed with the one female boy. She smelled like a nigga work clothes. I said, God damn. I had to get from out of there. Had to get up out of there.
But
Oh
but
man.
all jokes aside, man. Hell no. At our age, bro. You know when you're young, you're a young Thundercat, man, and female might piss you off, and you be like, man, fuck this bitch. I ain't fucking with her no more. And then she wears something, or she say something nasty, or send a picture or something like that, and you like, shit. I'm mad, but I ain't that mad.
See,
At our age now, man, you be like, man, fuck that. Like, ain't nothing you can do sexually to sway, my mood if you done already pissed me off. Now we rocking out and everything is cool, and
right.
you might do some flirting and stuff like that, and you might turn me up or something like that. But if I'm pissed off, man, and we having a problem, we having an issue, ain't nothing you can do sexually to sway that. You know what I mean?
So can I ask it this
Yeah,
way?
cause you
What if she waited? What if the woman is like a couple of days later and y'all still ain't discussed this topic of whatever been said?
can I
I'm
can
a,
I can I say
I'm
something
a,
about
I'm gonna immediately think that she's I'm immediately think that she's trying to shit test me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
And
I know this. I know this thing hasn't been. I know this thing hasn't been put to bed, but I'm gonna throw this ass in your face and see if you go for it. I mean,
can
yeah,
let me I want to add something to that right quick. I think like you say when we get older, I think the reason that happens in my opinion is that because the older we get, we start to get more wiser. You know what I'm saying? And so like the stuff like you said earlier about when younger, yeah, nigga be like, yeah, go ahead, come through, yeah, I'm gonna still knock you down. But when you get to an age to where it turns more sapiosexual type mind state, like now you gotta finesse, you gotta stimulate my mind now. So you get to the point to where like the conversation don't work. No, I mean the sex not gonna work because we haven't amended it, what's gonna stimulate my mind, and it's like a more of a mental turn on now because shit, otherwise it's gonna be a grudge fuck. I'm gonna choke you while I'm fucking you, and it's gonna be crazy because I might fuck around and choke you out for real. You know? So,
Yeah, let's leave the OJ. He just went straight OJ. No Diddy. But
no Diddy.
look, I say this. Okay, there's three aspects that men generally see the world, and that's from ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is your ethical self, value based. Um, Pathos is passion, emotion based, and then logos is logic, rational, logic, processes, and things like that. And so, when we're younger and we're full of hormones and stuff like that, to a certain extent, we default a little more to how we feel, right? And it works then. But as you become older, and you change and you grow and you develop and things like that, you lean a little more into either the logo self, which is logic, or the value based self. You know what I mean? Because you be sitting up there thinking about the chess pieces on the board, like, oh, this chick can retroactively lie on me and rescind consent. You know what I mean? Like this chick is basically trying to politely put her finger on my mouth, almost like I'm just a child. You know what I'm saying? Right? We got some unfinished business that we need to like deal with and work through and stuff like that. It's almost like a chick who tries to play games with you and stuff like that. You call her on it. She like to tell you argue too much. Have you ever heard that before? You like to argue too much.
yep.
Nah, that means that you're not for the games and you're not going for it because she's not used to the fact that you're independently thinking and that all the little tricks that she tried in her trick bag, at least sexually or emotionally to draw you in from that pathos self has not worked. You know what I mean? Because there's only so many plays that got right. Once you take the run game off the field, they only what's left is passing, and all you gotta do is play prevent. You see what I'm saying? Right? So it's strategy. So I would say it's a dangerous game. It's manipulation, and if somebody could do this with you so easily to shut you up and manipulate and that sort of thing, and that's what she see as her only value, rather than her valued self. Like, hey, this is my morals, my principles, and stuff like that. I stand on it. Hey, I did something wrong. I at least want to apologize or acknowledge wrongdoing on my part, right? Because that's not even acknowledging, at least openly, wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? Or the issue and stuff. Let's just fuck our way through it, and things will be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Even
never
if
worked.
it's not even necessarily nefarious in nature, guess what? That's almost like a chick burying their head in the sand. Imagine that the problems go away. That's not necessarily how thinking men resolve problems. We are problem solvers by default. And so what we gonna do? We just gonna sex away the problem. I know that we got stuff that we need to take care of and do. We just gonna fuck our way as if that shit is gonna go away. No, it's not. You know what I mean? So I would say that's my answer to that question. But if somebody uses that or whatever, I would say they're dangerous and leave them the fuck alone.
Facts. Real quick, let me make sure we acknowledge the good brother Machismo TV in the building. Man, salute, bro. Appreciate you joining. As always, man, before I had 500 subs, the brother Machismo was supporting and making sure I was active on the stream and spreading the good news and giving me the visibility on this platform, man. But salute on, I want to say 7-8K, something like that, man. A hell of a job, bro. Well done. I know that your brothers are super smart, man. I am not surprised. And I told y'all in the beginning, I was like, hey, bro, y'all gonna cook up. It's gonna blow up. Because I know, as Brother Saul was just talking about, man, productive men know productivity when we see it, right? So I'm not surprised at all that the channel is doing well. But brother, it is an honor to have you up on the platform, and you have complete freedom to speak your piece, my guy.
Yo, what up, Rich? Can you hear me, Playboy?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. You sounding good, brother.
All right, man. I had to come up and say what's up to you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, send me the link. I seen you was live. I said, oh man, okay.
Yeah.
Yo, what you said though, that's real shit though, bro. Like, well, we was at like 200. I think we ain't even was at 300, man. Season 1, because that's when you start popping up, and you was coming through religiously, and you was telling us from the back end, yo, this shit gonna blow, bro. Just hang in there. We're in season 5 now, about to hit 8K next Friday. Man, I appreciate you. It was you and Contractor, because I would be getting down and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? With nobody popping up, but just grinding, man. And it was you and Contractor, man. Salute to you, man.
Yeah. Well done, brother. Well done, man. I love to see it, man. And if it's anything I can do to even help continue to push it, brother, you let me know, and you already know I'll do whatever I can to make sure y'all boys successful, man. Because it's none of us make it to the top by ourselves, right? So I didn't get monetized without you, brother, support. And shit, man, you done had many conversations behind the scenes, just how to attack this shit, and and what is going to be the strategy, and what your thoughts were, what my thoughts were. And I saw you brothers just doing the work consistently, same time, same day. And it is definitely a blessing and a sight to see, bro.
Man, I be saying this to Saul. It's crazy what I be saying to him, like, yeah, season 5, like it took so long to get season 1 done. It's crazy. Like I said, you've been around. Yo, what I told you, man. End of season 4, you'll be in season 5 now. Every time, not the Sunday show, but every late clip show I do, I told you the outro now, bro. You the outro,
yeah, man.
Yeah, you right before the Stewie. You right before Stewie.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. I'm like I said, I'm honored, bro. I'm honored. On this deal here, man, the sex cure problems left undiscussed in relationships and marriages, man. What's your take on that?
Hell no. That should just be hate fucking for like it'd either be like the one she come knock you off and then act like ain't nothing happened. then you'd be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Or you're like, you know what I mean? Because you was really that bored, even with all the shit, she's still gonna want to come get knocked off one time and be like, all right, now I'm gonna just block him on everything. You know what I'm saying? Or she reel you back in, especially if you the one stepped off. You know what I'm saying? If you cold shoulder the joint, then it'd be like, oh, bitch can't stand rejection. You feel me? So she pull you back in, then she can set you up for 30 days out. I'm gonna dump this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So she can step off. Shit never. Yeah, like. I mean, and you said it earlier, like, man, at this age, man, you done seen it all, done it all. You know what I'm saying? But fucking since you was 14, 15, 16, because that was standard back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Man, at this age, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, ain't nobody gonna love you like your bank account, homie. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Ain't nobody gonna love you like your bank account or your passport, man. You know what I'm saying? No shackles, you know what I'm saying? That direct deposit hit and that flight go off, man. You like, hey,
yeah,
straight up.
I fuck with you.
You feel me? And like even, bruh, like even with the breakups and shit, especially if a bitch ain't done me real dirty in a long time, but if they do, when they do, man, it's one thing. Like, boom, you salty on your dolo, salty with your boys. It's a lot less salty at a strip club. You know what I'm saying? But for real, man, you hop on that flight, be somewhere, your feet in the sand and shit, man, drinking some tropical drink, man, ain't worried about none of that shit.
Man, it's almost time to renew mine here in a little bit, man. You know, me and my girl, we coolin', man. You know, she top tier, man. She do everything she need to do, man, and you know, we cool money. You know what I mean? But if she decided tomorrow, she decided tomorrow she was gonna come off the rails, man, I'll be like, man, you know what? Let me go get this plane ticket and shake, rattle, and roll real quick.
Well, you know, I underestimate the power of that flight, man. Like 48 hours in, man, you setting up, jumped out the water and shit. You just go sit back down on your beach chair under the umbrella and shit. You're like, what the fuck was I upset about? You know what I'm saying? That shit resets you real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Real quick, salute to the brother Kid Chameleon, man. Good to see you in the building, brother. Kid Chameleon active in the space, man. See him on a lot of panels. I mean, in a lot of different chats, man. So shout out to the good brother Kid Chameleon, bro. I appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by and listening in, family. What was you saying, bro?
No. That was it. That was it. Just on Kid Chameleon been a day one too. That shit never worked. I mean, it's a little Band-Aid in the meantime, bro. You signing up for more headaches, man. Like that shit really is real, man. Stay focused on your paper, man. Like we used to, that's old shit too. You know what I mean? You never fucking you lose money chasing a chick. You never lose a chick chasing money, and that's old, man. That's old. That's like before in high school. Like all them old things really be meaning something, man. You know what I'm saying? And for real, I mean, ain't nobody gonna love you like your bank account, homie. Like that shit don't work for chicks, but it work for niggas.
Straight up. Brother Dix, Big KD, what y'all got on the topic, brother?
Shit, I don't know, man. I mean, I agree with what
you had cut out, bro.
Me?
No. So I didn't hear what on my end. I didn't hear that last part.
No, I agree with homie, man, because on that reset button, sometimes, man, you got to get out the city or the country and reset as a man, because man, that reset, man, will get you refocused. And if you going through a breakup or some fucked up ass shit done happen to you, man, get out the city. You know what I mean? Get out the country, because for me, I'm married, and so me and my wife go push reset a lot to get away from everything. You know what I mean? And it brings us back into focus with each other as well, because we get out there and we relax, we get to build a little bit, enjoy ourselves, like bro said, put your toes in the sand, and then we come back and tackle on, you know what I mean, the problems of the world, or building a business. So man, if you ain't got that though, you know what I mean, that significant other, man, shit, get your passport, man, and go on out there and reset, bro, and come back. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it's a lot of beautiful women out here, other than just in the United States or in your city. So shit, traveling is something that I recommend for any man. young men too. You know what I mean? Shit, they get they partners together, get they 4 or 5 homies, and go on out there and experience that. Jump on that, man, and see what you can find. You might find a
Man,
different caliber of woman than the one that's in your city.
I meditate. I don't like going somewhere. You know, I'd have been all over the United States, but I ain't been out the country. But that shit get boring sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? The best way to get back to me is meditating. You know, allowing God to talk to my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get themselves, um, they get separated from who they get separated from God by just allowing the world to tackle their minds. You know what I'm saying? So I have to. We all have to understand. Shoot, it ain't nobody else but God. Like a woman can't do nothing for you. If you ain't right in your spirit, you're not gonna continue. You're not gonna meet the right person. Period. If y'all can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
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 yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you.
I feel you. And it's not
So
a one size it's not a one size fits all. That's the point of having all these different perspectives too. You know what I mean? You got some brothers that may be afraid to fly, right? So going out of the country may not even be one of the things that they even consider. So, but meditation may be, you see what I'm saying? Meditation may be that thing that they need to get over the rough spot. So, no, yeah, I feel I pick it up what you're putting down.
yeah, man. I would say too. Meditation is a big part of growth. Yeah, and I mean, it's different forms of meditation. I would say. You know what I mean? Shit, some niggas might not be sitting down uh, with their legs crossed and their hands out, you know what I mean, meditating. But shit, it might be a form of walking or playing basketball, or, you know what I mean, having that conversation with one of your partners or something like that. Or just spiritually, you might get on your knees and pray. Some niggas might go to church. Some niggas might not. But whatever you do to find that peace, I would say do it. You know what I mean? And build off of that if it brings you some type of understanding of you know what I mean, our clarity. So yeah, I'm big on telling brothers, you know what I mean, hey man, get you some meditation in. However that whatever that look like for you.
Yeah, meditation
Some brothers
definitely.
that might be catching that plane, you know, and
No,
some may not.
meditation definitely works. I mean, I've been meditating most of the day. The day was my Sabbath before the sun went down. But I mean,
Nice.
but but in addition to that, um, like you said, you've been around most of the United States. I mean, and I agree with that too. But a change of scenery and culture and everything else is like it's a hell of a recalibration. But meditation definitely has tremendous benefits.
yeah, dude, it helped me through a lot, through a bad breakup. So that's my way. When I'm saying being around the United States, like it was fun looking at everything, being around every city, every state. But then it got boring. You know what I'm saying? It just like even when going to Vegas, I thought Vegas was fun. Like when I first went, and then the second time, then the third time, I'm like, nah, I don't even want to go back to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fun no more looking at that type of stuff. But what I was saying, if you just want to just have a relaxed, stable mind, just meditate. It don't matter where you at or where you trying to go. Meditation gonna work for everything. He get you prepared for wherever you trying to go, wherever you trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, yeah, shit. Well, we'll do it like this, man. I appreciate everybody coming up, man. We'll do a quick round of any closing remarks, and then we'll jam out in the spirit of good old Bun B and long live Chad Lamont Butler. If y'all don't know who that is, that's Pimp C, man. We'll jam out after
RP the
everybody say
pimp,
their last
man.
piece. Yeah, straight up, straight
All
up.
right, Peter Pimp.
Yeah,
hey, man, well, I would say, man, appreciate you for having me on the platform. I look to come back, man, anytime you want to have me.
hell
It's
yeah.
been a pleasure, man, to have this type of conversation amongst us, man. And I think it's more to be said. So yeah, I look
Oh
forward to
yeah,
doing it again.
I don't mean to cut you off. This that's another thing. We we all trying to get our stuff started, just like how you got yours started. So we probably need some help getting started. I know um, Dex be having a lot of stuff to say too. So
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just need help getting that started too. The start of the root right there. All of
Fact.
That's how everybody can uh uh what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? How everybody can get started on
Mm-hmm.
being their own entity. You know what I'm saying? Outside of your personal entity. That could be
Facts.
a entity on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. And then you can get paid for it too. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Let's build
Facts.
each other channels. So
Facts. Brother Salted Balls, what you got, family?
Well, I'm gonna speak on that meditation. Um, for those who's listening to this,
I see you
on,
touching up, but I ain't.
Go ahead, bro.
okay. For those who are listening to this on the replay, I want you all to understand that the ultimate power of meditation is commanding the here and the now. When you're in a depressed state of mind, you think about your regrets, you think about grievances, you think about resentment, you think about stuff past oriented that you can't even change. When you're in an anxious state of mind, you think about what ifs, maybes, possibilities, and ifs. You think about, something's going to happen. Your body gets prepared for it, almost like being in the front seat of a car and a car stops suddenly in front of you, like very abrasive. But if you stop thinking about the past, which you can't change, and the future, which you do not have any sort of absolute sense of changing, and commanding the present, which is now, then that's ultimately the road to meditation. And aids for meditation is the sensory aspects of yourself. When was the last time you actually ate breakfast instead of thinking about the next thing you're gonna do? When was the last time you actually looked at the stars and really, really like looked at the different constellations? When was the last time you touched grass? When was the last time you tasted the food and thought about all the different ingredients in the food and stuff like that? That's what meditation is. You know what I mean? Coming into oneself, being present, and using sensory tools to do so. But I land my plane there.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. As always, cooking up as usual. Pressure points, what you got, bro?
Hey man, first of all, I appreciate you, bro. I really do. Uh, listening to everybody and the different perspectives and inputs, bro. It's always to me, it's always a piece out of everybody and everything that was said, no matter the no matter the point of views and that I got that I was able to get something out of, man. And shit, I just encourage all of every brother on here and all the brothers out there listening and to stay stoic, man. Stay firm on your belief and stay firm on investing your time and your money into you. Shit, I'm learning myself, still learning every day, man. Cause all my brothers that know me, man, y'all know what I'm dealing with. But at the same time, I'm learning from y'all niggas and shit. I appreciate y'all, bro. Shit, like I say, man, stay firm, stay stoic, man.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Brother
Oh, and
Machismo.
check me out, tattoos. My bad, big bro. Check me out,
Handle your business.
pressure point, pressure underscore Inc. I'm a Dallas Fort Worth tattoo artist. I am mobile too. Yeah, y'all check me out, man. I got some pretty decent work, pretty good work actually. Hit me up, pressure underscore Inc.
Solid, solid, solid. We got the brother Kid comedian in the building. One more again with the $2 super chat. He said, "You all will like Billy Carson." Definitely gonna have to check Billy Carson out. Is that the brother that talks about like the Nephilim and the Anunnaki? And is that a different brother?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll be checking out some of the stuff that brother be putting down, man. If everybody has spoke their piece, man, we are gonna jam out for about a good 3 minutes and then I end the stream, man. What I want to say, man, in closing, salute to everybody who joined the stream and salute to everybody who's watching the after stream, man. Hell of a conversation to be had. This started with us actually talking on the phone on three-way, man, and I said, man, I hadn't been live in a while now. It's a real good time to really cue this up and let people hear how these conversations happen in real time. I appreciate what each and every one of you brothers bring, not just to the platform, but the value that you add to other folks' lives, man, because I know the work that y'all do, man, and I know the interactions that y'all have because I speak to y'all behind the scenes, right? But the brothers that are listening, man, what I want to tell y'all is, whether it's relationships, whether it's professionally, whether it's in business, don't be afraid to do the hard thing, right? In a relationship, if that relationship is not working or if she moving funny, man, end that shit, deal with the emotional fallout that come with it, shake yourself off and then bounce back. In business, don't be afraid to take that leap, man. And if you fail, you learn something from it, shake yourself off and work back, climb back up that hill so that you can leap again and eventually soar, right? In life, don't be afraid to do that difficult thing, man, because anything worth having, it's going to take a lot of effort to stand it up and to get it off the ground. So proud of each and every one of you brothers. Keep pushing the needle, keep doing the difficult thing, and we're going to end the stream and jam out from there.
You're right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yo, I wanted to say.
Yes, sir. My fault.
I wanted to big you up on this. Yo, remember you was streaming live on your birthday in Cali?
Yeah.
Yo, I've been meaning to say this to you. You ain't popping. I've been meaning to drop it in the message. Yo.
Yeah.
You remember that troll in the fucking chat? You bro. I
slapped the shit out of you.
No, you're right, but I was saying this before, bro. That's one of the slickest live stream clapbacks I ever seen, bro. Like, I'm from Philly, so we like that slick talk shit. Harlem dudes that shit too. But how you did it, you did, you said that up front, the slap. But it's but that shit, you really felt some type of way. So the extra shit you wanted to say, you had the word slick talk. And the way you did it is if you ain't one of them boys, you ain't know what the fuck you was talking about. But I knew what you was talking about. And I spit my drink out. I was like, yo, that's some greasy ass shit this nigga just said. All with a straight face. And it was yo, and I know it went over mad niggas' heads, but I was like, you told this nigga, yo, and dress you up with a necktie, sit you down, bro. I said, yo.
Yeah, put a nice little bow tie on top of you. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. I was like, yo, that shit went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, and see, bro, that's something
and then I was like, yo, Rex, one of the real ones, because it's for you to even be able to say it like that, you know what I'm saying? That's how you fight the nigga. It's either you get it, that went over your head, but let's see if you catch the next one, nigga.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Hey, bro, and the brothers on the stream can tell you, bro, I know, I like to think that I've grown, bro, and I've been blessed and shit, and I know that part is still there. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be trying to, if you notice, I try to come on, I try to be humble,
bro,
you know what I'm saying? But I know that shit is that shit's still there.
Your shit official, bro.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. It's because Lord knows I be trying, bro. I be trying to, and that's one of the reasons why
don't mess with Ranch.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why I stay away from them kind of spaces too, bro.
Well, you know what? It take a real one to catch what you were saying. It's and as soon as it came, I spit my drink and I was like, "Damn, that's the greasy ass." I concurred with your sentiment. That's why I was like, "Hats off to you." That's how you telling it.
Yeah, he was gonna make me get on some fuck shit, bro. I had to try to reel it in a little bit.
Make it real descriptive for him. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Hey, man, check it out. I appreciate each and every one of you brothers, man. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and drop y'all down, but we're gonna jam out to some funky ass music, man. Y'all know how I do on the stream, man. I gotta have that good old down south, deep, funky type of music. So we're gonna rock out, man. Appreciate everybody joining the stream, man. Y'all be good. Bed.